They started a week later, all the kids had fun, parents had fun, there was not one complaint.
There isn't anyone dragging their feet. We're dealing with contractors, which are busy and they don't take time to communicate very often. But I did speak to the owner today. And his goal is on a rain day, because tomorrow they're gonna do post-work at Washington Park. And then next week, weather providing, they're going to finalize this and color. And he knows our goal.
So one
that
week
way.
shouldn't make a difference. I mean, if there's no pickleball played for another week,
We wanted to play tonight.
yes.
Rhonda wanted to play tonight. Mary wanted to play tonight.
Can I just answer a question?
Sure.
I mean, it sounds like you guys are not satisfied with the speed of the program, how fast it's being done. So why would you punish all the people who have nothing, they're not
Right, why would
involved
you
at all? Why would you
punish
punish the
one
people that just wanna go
person?
play in a park? They have no skin in the game at all.
There are other kids and people that wanna play tennis there, but the pickleball nets are up. So
Yeah,
we are
because the
punishing
city
the
council-
other,
Because the city council voted to do that. So how
We
do you,
voted to-
that's the next question I have, is how do you usurp the authority of the majority of the city council to just shut it down?
that was the public property committee.
You don't have that authority.
Then who does? If the public property doesn't have authority to move a transition along, then who does?
Park board.
The park, no, they don't. They don't have anything to do with any kind of structural change or maintenance.
Well,
That's the public property committee.
I guess I was just gonna come here to respectfully ask that you know,
Thank
take
you.
the locks off the court, and, you know, when it sounds like the contractors are moving along, and, you know,
See, the fact is, there's
another
no
week
need
or
for
two
it.
is.
Yes. Becky, you mentioned the word compromise, satisfy all parties, try to get along. If you were doing that, that probably means you already have the tape ready to strike the course at Washington if you're gonna satisfy all parties. Do you have that tape ordered, and do the city employees have a diagram of the court in order to do that? If you're gonna satisfy everybody?
We were just discussing moving the nets and using temporary striping until US Tennis came in to permanently
Okay,
stripe.
and that's great, so that means you plan for it, that means you have the special tape that does not harm the tennis courts, and it is a very special tape. It must mean the city employees have the diagram,
They're resurfacing.
the city employees must have the diagram in order to, lay out the court, and they're ready to do that if you're satisfying all parties. Is any of that been ordered or given to the city employees before the locks were put on?
As far as the conversation went with,
I take,
Ferrari,
Rodney, just a second, I haven't received an answer. Do the city employees have the diagram, and are they capable of laying out the course, and do they have the tape?
I don't know the answer to that.
I'd have to say the answer is probably no, which means you're not really planning on compromising with everybody and satisfying everybody. You're just locking the gates to a public park.
we have to lock them up if we make a transition. What are we gonna do when US Tennis Court comes in and it takes them 3 days to do it? Are we gonna leave the
No,
gate
it
open?
gets locked up. But
Okay, that's
again, you've been using the word compromise, satisfy all parties. That means you were ready to transition us to Washington Park, and you don't have the tape or the diagrams or the expertise to do it.
Okay, let me ask you this, Jim. This was presented as a portable sport. So if you're gonna take your portable
I
sport, move
agree,
it to the
let's
parking
move
lot
it.
here, how are you gonna strike
Let's
it?
move it to Washington, which means you have the stuff ordered already.
But
And it's ready to do because you want to satisfy everyone.
This isn't our area of expertise, it's yours. So why isn't the recreation board trying to find a way to move pickleball to
I have no idea,
Washington
you'll
Park?
have to ask them.
You're just a phone call.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
and please understand that this is the first definitive answer we've received.
And we just got it, I just heard this an hour and a half ago myself.
But please
Convenient, isn't
understand,
it?
I don't understand the transition. The crew comes in from Lockport, strips it down, gets it done, gets out of town. Why do we need a transition? Why can't we play, as we noted in the minutes and recommended to the city council, until we get it done? There's no one dragging their feet. If you think there's an ulterior motive, there has never been. We're excited about the prospect. of
Good,
And we're
then
excited
then
too.
help us get it done.
Help us play on 28th Street Park till it's done, which might be just another week, so.
might just be another week.
It seems so unreasonable that you would lock
It's
a
not
public park
I have a
to
question.
the citizens.
What happens when, okay, they're saying yes, we all are taxpayers. And what happens when next week comes, which it should be done by next week, you're saying, but it rains every day. And then it rains the next week and the next week.
Or it could be
Now
sunny
what?
too.
Well, it could be, but it could rain. Then what? So then now we're at the end of the summer and we're not.
Well, I would answer that, may I answer that?
Absolutely.
I would answer that by saying a week before, not even a week, before our scheduled camps at Washington Park, we would have to do a temporary transition to be able to teach lessons. So now we're talking 18th of June, the camps start on the 23rd of June.
So you-
Would you agree with that?
You would do a temporary transition then, but not now.
It doesn't make any sense to do it now. Why would we pay manpower, why would we pay city workers to strike 2 courts?
We wouldn't, volunteers
When
could
they
do
don't
it.
have to?
Volunteers could do it.
But it doesn't make any sense. Just
Volunteers
think about
do
it,
it.
Ronnie. Where is the sense in this?
To make everybody happy.
To make everyone, to make 2 people happy and 25 people.
As I said, I just spoke to Dan Fuller.
2 people versus
He mentioned,
25.
and I told him I would get the crew together. I'm a volunteer
25
crew.
and
I can pull a volunteer group of 15 people tomorrow and help you restrike it.
Doesn't make sense.
There's only 2 people
No.
involved,
It takes,
and
I think
they're
we're
25.
all on the same playing field that it says unlock the gates and resume pickleball up there. It might be a week.
We'll give
Might
you
be a week.
compromise. We'll give you
It might be
dates.
2 weeks. But they promised us an hour and a half was when I heard them. That they will start this week with post-work. And we just don't see how June 1st became the date. When I said spring/summer,
We
weather
were
permitting,
asking,
it's
we
right
were
there, black
asking
and white.
for some timeframes and what the plan was, and we weren't getting any response.
Okay, unlock the gates
So
until
we-
June 18th and we'll be happy.
Oh, it's June 18th.
And I think it'll be before, well before then.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
People not gonna work this out, I didn't know that.
it's their lockdown. We went over to play tonight.
no, you didn't go over there and play tonight, they were locked up. You guys knew about that this afternoon.
That's right,
We
you
were
didn't go
gonna
over
play.
there.
But, and that's possible.
You didn't go.
And I'm sure you were,
They
but,
were.
you know, you had no